This is Jonathan Agger, fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Lee Mcgregor. Lee, you've come here for one reason only. You saw Isaac Lowe, had a face-off. That fight looks like it's going to happen early next year. First of all, what did you make of his performance? Quite quick, but yeah, thoughts?
To be honest, I didn't really get to see much of it. We were trying to get sorted out on commentary so I could get in and say my bit about the fight, and then it was basically over. But it makes no difference on my plans to be fighting Isaac. You know, there was nothing that he was going to do tonight that would change my plans to be prepared for him. I know what I need to do to beat Isaac Lowe. So tonight makes no changes, makes no difference. If anything, it looks a bit better. He's now came off at the back of another KO win, so we can look to go into a big fight in the new year.
Do you rate Isaac Lowe as a fighter? I mean, what do you think of his career? And you know, he's only had two major losses to Lopez and Nitbull. Yeah,
exactly. So he's a good fighter, very very tough, durable fighter. You know, it's like you just said there, lost to two guys, and one's a world champion now, and one's just on the verge of being a world champion, and he was competitive in both them fights. So I know I need to be on my game, go into this in the new year, and I want to make a statement. I want to deal with him well, and I'm confident I'll do that. So roll on new year.
I mean, it started off, friendly or whatever, the face-off, and then you kind of were separated a bit. I mean, he said, look, I've just got out of the ring, I've got adrenaline and things like that. But from your end, what happened in that face-off?
Yeah, like we said, it was respectful to start with, and then I think maybe it was just, like you said, a bit adrenaline from the fight, and that still he wanted to just try and get a bit. What annoyed me was he come out where he said I needed more time. I needed more time for him, which is stupid because he knows fine well that I'm injured. You know, there's no. I've spent the same amount of time in camp as him. I've spent the same amount of money in camp as him. I'm going to have to train, sacrifice all again through Christmas. There's nothing I would have wanted to do more than get in there tonight and deal with him and enjoy my Christmas and New Year and make my plans ready to go in the New Year. So for him to say I need more time for him was just stupid. That's what started it off, and I told him that. I told him straight. I said, listen, you're getting this opportunity because we're giving you it, so be careful what you're saying. Obviously that was just to tell him, listen, you're the B-side here, it's my show. I'm Wasserman fighter. I'm the one that's contracted to fight for the fights with him. I don't need to fight you. I'm giving you the opportunity, so don't try and turn around and say I needed more time. And then obviously he didn't like that as well, and it just went back and forth. But listen, actions speak louder than words, and that's another thing I told him. I says, in the new year, all this talk means nothing. We put them gloves on and we're in opposite corners of each other, and we do the talking then, and that's when we'll see who's going to come out victorious.
I know you obviously meant to have that fight with Kash Farouk. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. That was a big fight in Scotland. But is it nice to have another domestic fight? I know it's not the level of what that would have been, but it's still a big fight that people are interested in.
Yeah, definitely. Again, like us, just shows you the sort of the things I've had to go through. We had a massive rematch all done with Kash, and I feel like that was the start of the bad luck for me when that rematch fell through, which was so unfortunate for the both of us, more so Kash, who obviously was devastated for and still am. And then just after that, it's just been nothing but injuries and a lot more issues outside of the ring. But I did manage to obviously pick up a European title and probably my career best performance in this very arena. So I was really looking forward to coming back here and doing the same job again tonight with crowds as well. It looks brilliant with crowds. Obviously mine was in lockdown, so it was a bit different. But yeah, another domestic dust up live on Channel 5, British boxing. You can't beat it. So these are the kind of fights that I want to be involved in. I want to be in big fights, and big fights only. I feel like that's where you see the best of me. So I could have easily said after my last fight I want to break back in and do this and do that, but no, I've proved time and time again throughout my career that I take on any challenge and I want hard fights, and I believe Isaac Lowe is a perfect fight for me to go into the new year. I want to deal with him, and I want to make a statement dealing with him, and I want to push on and be involved in some big fights in 2024.
I was going to ask you if you could have three names next year, Isaac Lowe to start with, and who would the other two be?
I probably wouldn't call any names out, but because again I would genuinely fight anybody, and that's why we all have teams, managers, promoters to make them calls and final decisions for us. But Again, like I've said before, I do like that loss that I lost in my last fight. I would love to fix that. I would love to revisit that, because I do believe that I'm the better fighter than Eric Robles. I do believe that I never lost because he's better than me. It was just one of them nights that I just fell short, and I know the reasons why. So I know if I fix them, I win that fight, without a doubt. So that's definitely one I would like to revisit. Whether that be at featherweight or not, we don't know. But I want to be involved in big fights. So whoever's going to bring big fights, then I'm more than happy to share the ring with them. Again, I've proved it throughout my whole career. I don't need to sit here behind the camera and say it. You've just got to go and look at my career to see it. So we'll just wait and see. But I want to deal with Isaac, and I want to deal with him well, and then we'll see what's what after that.
I'm hearing February for that fight. Is that what you're hearing? And is the injury healing? And for people that don't know what it was, just tell the viewers.
Yeah, so I think February is the date we're planning, and we're looking at. I think we're going to be ready for that. Again, I trained maybe for about 2 weeks through with my injury. It wasn't obviously as bad as what it was when we finally called it, but I was adamant that I was fighting. I was taping my arm up throughout training. I was getting the needles. I was getting everything done to try and just get me through my training. But all I was doing was just doing more damage to it and delaying recovery time even more. And then it was confirmed that I'd had a torn muscle. So there was just no way that I could. I'm only in week 3 now off my recovery, and I'm just getting back into light shadow boxing now. So for me to then be ready tonight to go into a big fight, 12 rounds title fight, was just simply impossible. So devastating, but I know it's the right decision, and I'll be good to go for February.
Just finally, Lee, obviously you used to train down with Ben Davison. Recent addition is Anthony Joshua. What do you think Ben's going to add to his game, and how will it benefit him heading into the new year and the Saudi fight?
Yeah, in my opinion, I think obviously Ben is one of the best trainers in the UK, and my opinion on that will never change. So I think that's a great link up. I think Ben will bring out the best in AJ. He's got obviously Lee Wiley as well, is down there with him, Barry Smith. They've got a great team, great gym, and I think it'll suit Joshua. I think Ben will go back to the old AJ that we've seen in his career, where he was blasting through people, using that power, size, strength. I don't think he's going to teach him much boxing. This upright, I don't know. My opinion's irrelevant, but I think Ben will bring the best out of him. I do.
Great. Well, Lee, we will see you in the new year for this big fight with Isaac Lowe, and appreciate your time.
Nice one. Thank you.